Hey guys, so I'm here with the little dude. He's up early. He got me up early. And I just wanted to talk about my birth experience. I know it's been a little while. Thank you guys for being patient. I've been on mommy duty and all over the place, but I had to find some time to make a video. Look at him. So I had him on January 22nd at 4:24 p.m. If I've learned one thing from the whole birthing experience, it's to not go into like an experience that you've never experienced before, like thinking that you know everything. So like before birth, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a natural birth. I'm not gonna get an epidural. That didn't happen. I got an epidural, and I didn't regret it at all. Like at first, I didn't want to get the epidural because of like things I had heard from other women about like their backs hurting afterwards, or like how the needle goes by your spine when they inject it and stuff. So like I was really scared. But when you're in the moment and your contractions are bad and you don't want to be going through the pain, like you're most likely gonna get an epidural. And I'm glad I did, because after I got the epidural, like the experience was smooth and it was just a beautiful experience. So Junior was born on the 22nd, and I believe I started having contractions on the 21st at like 5 a.m. because he'd be up at like crackhead hours, so I wasn't surprised. But when I first started having the contractions, like I knew that they were contractions, but I was kind of like, what's going on? Because you know, my body had never experienced that before. So after a while of having the contractions, like I would say every 5 to 10 minutes, I called the labor and delivery line, and they just asked me like how far apart the contractions were. And they asked me a little bit about the pain and whatnot. And basically they ended up telling me to call back in like an hour to give them an update on the contractions. So I ended up calling back in an hour to give them an update on the contractions, because they had like continued at that point. And they ended up telling me to come into the hospital. To make a long story short, they ended up telling me how far I was dilated, which wasn't a lot. It was only 2 centimeters, and you have to be 10 to start, you know, going into labor, or to start pushing. So basically ended up getting sent home. But when they sent me home, they gave me like some a shot to help me like get through the contractions. I don't get that, because it's like the shot was only to last for a few hours, and then after it wore off, like you were supposed to come back to the hospital to see how far along you were dilated. So bless you, bless you, bless you. So I did that. Got the little shot to help with the pain, but like sure enough, after like 3 hours, it wore off. So I had to come back to the hospital. Then the next choice was like, did I want to stay overnight, or did I want to walk to speed up the labor? Well, allegedly speed up the labor. Some people say that doesn't work. And so me and my boyfriend just decided, let's just stay at the hospital and get this thing over with. I was being stubborn at first. Like I was having contractions and I was trying to be tough and get through it, but after a while I seen like I wasn't really dilating fast, and I was like, I'm not gonna be dealing with these contractions for hours, days. Like some people be dealing with that for days before they actually like give birth, and I wasn't trying to deal with that. Like labor pain is a different type of pain. Like some women say, oh, it feels like cramps, and no, it doesn't. Maybe that's because like when I did get cramps before, like I never had like really bad cramps. Some women are used to it, but no, those contractions, oh my gosh, like I couldn't even talk when I was having them. So to make a long story short, like I ended up getting an epidural, and everything was smooth after that. Um, I only pushed for 58 minutes on and off, and let me tell you, that went pretty smooth too. Um, the only part that I didn't like is that when his head was coming out, the midwife was kind of like, I felt like she was like stretching my coochie, but it was like uncomfortable. And apparently it was like to avoid like my coochie tearing, which it tore anyway. So I don't really get what the point of that was, but maybe it was to avoid like a really bad tear. But I ended up getting a 3rd-degree tear anyway, which is one step above like the average tear. But it doesn't feel like that. Maybe it doesn't feel that way because I've been putting like cream on it and stuff like that, and taking my medication. But overall, the experience was very beautiful, and it wasn't what I expected, and I thought that it would be like way harder, but that epidural like saved my life. And when you see your baby and get to hold your baby for the first time, it's an amazing experience. And like when you get to see what they look like, you're like, oh my gosh, like I created that. Like today he's a week old, and I just stay up late sometimes just staring at him. And I'm like, you're so handsome. You're giving him kisses and whatnot, but it truly is a blessing to have like a healthy, happy baby, to have a healthy birth experience. The doctors, nurses, midwives, whatever you want to call them, OB/GYNs, they were really helpful, supportive, positive, just super nice women. Even the anesthesiologist that did the epidural, they made me feel comfortable. I didn't even feel it, which is crazy because like I've watched videos on epidurals and they've scared me. I'm like, whoa, that needle looks big, and then it's going by your spine. But when they did mine, it was smooth. Like these people were very professional and on top of it. Like the experience was amazing. They walked me through everything. They were informative so that I knew what was going on, which really helps with me because sometimes I'm like suspicious about doctors and stuff like that. But these people didn't give me that vibe. The only thing that I didn't really like is like after you have the baby, when they're coming in the room like every few hours, sometimes less than that, to like run tests, take your blood pressure, take the baby's what's it called, their heartbeat, check their heartbeat, bring you medication, like vitals, that's what they're called. It was a bit much. Like they were doing that every few hours, and sometimes they would just bust in the door. They always knock, but it's like, what's the point of knocking if you're just gonna come in without permission? But I see why they were doing what they were doing. It was for the greater good and to make sure I was healthy, make sure the baby was healthy and stuff. So I really appreciated it. But me and my man and our baby, we had to get up out of that hospital. We were like, let's go. But we got out in like a little over 24 hours actually. People keep telling me like that I'm tough and strong for getting out that early, but I thought that was normal for everybody to get out of the hospital that early. Like I was just ready to go home and just be in the comfort of my own home. Like I don't like being at the hospital too long, and like I said, those people were being kind of annoying, coming up in the room every few minutes, like, bruh, like, leave me alone. I just had a baby, asking questions. Like, it was a bit much. But like I said, it was for the greater good, you know? This little guy is squirming like a little worm. Hey, you. Hi. his little sleeping schedule or lack thereof is all over the place. This is new to me. I'm used to getting like 8-9 hours of sleep. Like now I'll be lucky if I get 3 or 4. But he's worth it. And it's amazing because, you know, I'm not a huge fan of pregnancy. And if you've seen some of my videos, you know, like I was irritated with some of the things that like were going on with pregnancy, and mine wasn't even bad. I had a healthy pregnancy. But he was kicking me in my ribs, kicking me in my side. Like I was like, this is annoying. The changes that your coochie go through, like you having to clean it every few hours, like. But once he got here, I was like, he's worth it. And then you like forget all about that. That's so true. Like people kept saying like when he's here, you're gonna forget all about that, which is so true. Like it's amazing. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be posting some videos. I gotta catch up because it's been what, like 10 days. But yeah, he's here, and he's 9 pounds. Well, he was born 9 pounds 3 ounces. He's healthy, happy, and he's a cutie pie. But I'm gonna keep you guys posted, and thank you so much for the love and support. And we'll see you guys next time.